head of sweet lettuce here from the island. Whoop, dropped one. Hey, what's up guys? So going out here to go spearfishing, just gonna get some little pan fried fish for dinner tonight. This is one of my favorite places to go. It's called South Point, southernmost tip of the United States. The reason I really like coming out here is because I'll take you over here and show you here in just a second. Wind's blowing, so I'll talk to you here first. But right off the edge here, you'll see it gets into blue water really quickly, which means it gets into deep water with the big fish. So you'll typically see a lot of ahi, some rainbow runners, wahoo, which here in Hawaii they call them ono, some black marlin. There are a lot of really big species fish out here. Everything you can get in the super deep waters are right out here because it drops off to be 100, 200, 300 feet deep right off the shore. So it's a really unique spot where you can go shore dive and still get some big fish. Today, I'm not going in after any of the big fish. Today, I'm just going after some pan fried. Most specifically, they call them kolai. They're a yellow-eyed tang, and mapachi, a little pink big-eyed fish that kind of sits in the rocks, and maybe some goatfish, and manini, which is a convict tang. So they're really good, just pan-fried fish. I like to deep fry them. They're delicious. They don't really even need any fixings. In fact, kolai are really popular here in Hawaii for the luau's and different events. They'll go out and catch a bunch of these kolai because they're super abundant out here. So what I'm going to get them with is what they call a 3-prong spear. It's a pole spear that I'm putting together right now. And what it is, it's a 7-foot pole. Mine's 7 feet. They make them much bigger, but this one works so that, let me put it together real quick. So the way that it works is it has 3 prongs at the tip. When you shoot the fish, they spread out to catch the fish. And you can see that these prongs on this here, when you hit the fish, they'll spread out to keep the fish on the prong. Now you'll see that they're rusting. You want them to rust. That extra rust gives extra tension and helps hold the fish on. If you don't have that rust, the fish will come right off if you don't get a really good shot that kills them right away. So I don't have equipment set up today to go out and get the really big fish. I'm just gonna go out and get some pan frieds. I'm not even taking my gun with, just this here. I've just got this little $29 buoy, just a really cheap buoy to mark my position, and then I have a leader that holds the fish on it. So I'll take you out here and you can see. Beautiful area. You'll notice this from a lot of my pictures. I'm out here a real lot. It's one of my favorite places to go dive. There's not a lot of people out here today. There's a couple people, but still pretty. There's a lot of solitude out here. It's quiet. You can see down there. So I'm just gonna hike down here, come back over, and I plop right in the water right there, go out, and it's automatically about 40 feet deep. Right on the other side there, gets to be out 100, 200, 300 feet deep when you keep going out. Out here where you can see a little buoy, I don't know if you guys can see it right above my finger. Right over there, there's a diver out there. That's where you'll get a lot of the ono, the wahoo, the ahi tuna. You'll see some black marlin. I don't shoot the billfish, but they are out here. They're prevalent. So a little backstory of how I got into spearfishing and why I do this. It was actually my birthday in 2015. We were living in San Pedro, California, and for my present that year, my wife and kids all took me out deep sea fishing. We're from Utah. I love to fish, but they took me out deep sea fishing. We did extremely well out there, caught a lot of fish, but it got to the point where you're pulling fish up and you're like, I've already got a few of those, I don't want another one. We've got some of those, I don't want that, or I just didn't want that fish altogether. But because you had drug them from 300 feet up, you were stuck with it. They were going to die if you threw them back in the water, so you kept the fish. I wanted to be a little more selective and say, this is the fish that I'm going after, this is one that I'm going to keep. So we went back up and I went into a dive shop. I love to snorkel, and I just went in to mull around the dive shop and started looking at the spear guns. And there was a guy there that came over. He wasn't one of the workers there, just a guy that was shopping there. And I started asking him questions about him because he was looking as well. And he goes, "You've never done it before?" "Nope, never done it." "Come on over." So he came over and started talking to me a little bit quieter and says, "Hey, I've got an old spear gun, but it's worth trying. I'll sell it to you for 75 bucks. Follow me down to the dock so you can buy the spear gun and go out and try it out before you spend a whole $500, $600, $700, $800 on one of these." I said, okay, great. Followed him down, bought his little $75 JBL 38-inch spear gun. Went back up to the dive shop, rented all of the other gear that I need, my weights, weight belt. I'm going to be diving with 12 pounds today because I've got a 3 mil wetsuit. Then it was a 7 mil wetsuit, so I had 22 pounds. So I took that weight, took the wetsuit, went out there and started diving, and I could hold my breath for all of about 12 seconds. Had no skill, didn't have the right equipment, but it was really fun. And when I got down there, I could look and say, no, I don't want that fish. No, I don't want that fish. Yes, I want that one. And I'd go after a specific fish. So it was a blast. I was kind of addicted. So I started getting into it a lot more. When I finally got my first fish, that's when it was over for me. That's when I just jumped in with both feet and really started loving spearfishing. One of the reasons why we ended up here in Hawaii is because I'm really passionate about harvesting my own food, about having that connection with the thing that's going to be on my plate. So I go out here, catch dinner. Because I only live 4 miles up the road from here, I don't fill my freezer unless it's in big ahi or a wahoo or something else. I just go out, shoot what I can eat for the next day or two. If I can't eat it out of the fridge, if I have to put it in the freezer, I've killed too much. So I'm just gonna go out here, probably get 3, 4, 5 little kole, mapachi, manini, those type of fish. If I get more than that, then I'll take them up the road to one of the neighbors that really likes to fry them up. But it's a hell of a time. I'm gonna get suited up here, take you guys with, and let's see what we get. So as I'm walking down here, one of the things that I love about the 3-prong spear, it's super intimate. So I'm not the apex predator in the water. I have to hold my breath to get down there long enough, and I only have a 7, maybe just a little bit longer reach. So I have to be stealthy, have to hold my breath, and I don't have a lot of stuff in between me and my prey, and I don't have a lot of stuff in between myself and what I will be the prey to. So it's really fun for me to go out here with the 3-prong, get intimate with what I'm going for, really be able to be choosy about what I want to eat today, and ultimately be really intimate with what's going to end up on my plate. There's a lot of respect in that. So take you down here, turn you around, let you show a little bit of the walk, and jump in the water. How's it, guys? I'll get suited up and slip around you and then be out of your hair.
Yeah, we're all just...
How is it out here?
It's been nice and chill.
Has it?
A few little swells, but nothing crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty mellow, right? Pretty mild. Let's see what we can do. So right when I get in the water, one of the first things I like to do is just let everything go that's above the surface. The water for me is a place that I can just let go of everything, relax, no stress. It's a completely different world. This spear is made by Evolve. They're a Hawaiian company, one of the best spear guns on the planet. I love the Evolve products. They stand behind their products. They're exceptional. They're great guns. Right when I got in the water, I saw a couple of kole and went after them. Usually I botch my first shot. This time I didn't botch my first shot, and it gave me a little bit of confidence. Now, it wasn't a great hit, so I was a little bit nervous that I was going to lose this fish. So I went right back over to my buoy. You'll see that orange line. That orange line is a float line up to my buoy. It's a really cheap buoy because I'm not going after anything that can tow the buoy away. This is just to mark my area, and you'll see the stringer there that holds the fish. Instead of putting them on my belt, where the constant current and me diving and coming back up to the surface could rip it from the stringer and lose the fish. I've done that a lot of times, and I hate losing fish. Now, these spear guns, the Evolve spear guns, they're exceptional spear guns. I screwed up on this trip a couple of times and ran it right into rocks. I don't know where I'm screwing up, but you'll notice that I hit rocks a couple of times, and my spear is almost at a right angle by the end of this. It's not a big deal. I can straighten it out, resharpen with an angle grinder, but it's not the spear's fault. That's my fault. You can replace the head, but Evolve spears are exceptional spears. You'll notice there it's starting to get bent a little bit. Now, that particular kole, I actually glanced him and damaged a little bit of him, and I didn't want to let him go, so I went and found him again. One of the advantages to the pole spears is that you can reload so quickly. It's basically a surgical tube that's a loop that's tied to the gun, so you put that between your thumb and your forefinger, stretch it out and grab the gun up higher, and when you let go of it, that's what propels it. You want a dispatch of the animal quickly. There's a lot of respect for the fish, there's a lot of respect for their life, and you don't want to take a long time allowing them to suffer. And so you'll see that I took my knife, I go under the gill right up into the brain and dispatch of the animal extremely quickly to limit how much suffering they have, because it had to give up its life to be on my plate. And there's a lot of respect that goes into that, and especially here in Hawaii where the ocean has supplied life for so long, it's really important to me to respect the animal, respect the island, respect the ocean. Here I was going after that Collet, and I got my my spear lodged between two rocks. I was at the end of my breath. I'm probably in 15 to 20 feet of water there. I was at the end of my breath. It got lodged in there, so I let it go, came back up to the surface. Now, one of the dumb things I do that you shouldn't do is I dive alone often. It's hard to get company to go out here, especially as rural as it is. So I go alone, and you don't want, they call them shallow water passouts. The gas exchange in your lungs, if you allow too much carbon monoxide to build up, you'll fall asleep when you're under the surface. And if you do that when you're all alone, it's lights out, it's over. So I got back up, got my breath back, dove back down, relocated my spear, and got it out. Here's another time where I missed this guy initially and nicked him just a little bit. He probably would have been okay, but I reloaded, and you see that little white mark on him here. So I had to re-find him again. And so I didn't leave a wounded fish out there in the water. It's one of the things about the Collet is they have a very short memory. So if you miss, you're likely to get a second shot at the exact same animal again. Here you can see where I struggle a little bit to get him off the end of my spear. It's holding him pretty tight, and I didn't want to gash my finger open. So I fight a little bit to get him off. That was my 5th one. That was my goal for the day. Like I said, I don't like to put any animals in the freezer. I like to eat them fresh. I want to respect the island. When I'm getting out, this is one of the parts of anxiety. Getting in, getting out is when I can really screw up, get hurt, get washed off, bang against rocks, get cut up. So it's always a blessing to me when I get out of the water, go back to eat.
How was it? It was good.
So real quick, show you how we clean these. Shot about 5 of them out there. Good dinner tonight. I just deep fry them. A lot of the Hawaiians will leave the head. I don't like to have the head. We just deep fry them for 10 minutes, really hot oil. They get real crispy. The meat stays soft. So I use the saw end of my knife, cut right behind the head bone. When that breaks free and it gets down in the meat, you just grab it, pull down. It'll take all the guts out. Feed them to the birds. Nice and clean inside. ready to deep fry. Hey, what's up guys? Just back here at the bus/office/kitchen. Got to roll up the window real quick. It just started to dump rain. Guys, I'm just finishing up. So I cook my fish back here in the bus/office/man kitchen because my wife obviously is vegan. She doesn't like to see it. She has never asked me to. She has never requested me to, but out of respect for her, I don't cook it there in the house, so she doesn't have to smell it and see it. So you'll see they're just crispy little delicious morsels. They're awesome. Don't even need any seasoning. They're great just the way they are. I just put a little bit of a lemon on it that I got here on the island. Gonna eat it with some sweet lettuce here from the island with a little bit of a salad dressing, just lemon dressing on it, some pepper, and slice up a little bit of my avocado. This I got on the side of the road. They're just rogue avocado trees. You're driving down the road, see avocado on the side, jump up, go grab yourself some avocado. They're freaking delicious. They're amazing. We're on a mission here to be self-sustaining entirely. I like to capture and harvest my own meat, specifically just fish is what I catch a lot of, but we're really working to build the garden. So you guys will have to tune back in, see our self-sustaining garden, how we use the gray water to fertilize it, because we're on catchment water here and don't always get a ton of rain. When it rains, it pours here on the island, however. So you have to tune in, see our catchment tank, our solar power, our self-sustaining garden as we grow it. Can't wait to grind on some super delicious food. Can't wait to film the next episode. Super excited to be doing these episodes. I can't thank you guys enough for being here. If you guys like the content, if you're entertained, if you get some value, whatever it might be, go and give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, show YouTube that you like what we're pushing out. Thank you guys so much for watching up until this point. I'm Josh Buck, and this is my high life. Catch you soon.